going to do a Q&A because I love you so much. Andrew, thank you for having me. Well, should I wait or should I, this wasn't in my contract. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to bring out some of the incredible cast and production team. First, bring out Miss Lily Rabe. Ranieri, then we have Grant Heslov, the producer. We have Tye Sheridan, one of the I wanted to separate you two because of, you know, what happened on the
watch out, we're trouble.
Yeah. I'd also like to bring out the writer of the screenplay, William Monahan. And Christopher Lloyd, legend. So I think, because I don't really know much about this movie until I saw it, which I love, and I'll just start with, I don't know, it's either Grant or William will start, because William, did you write the script and bring it to Grant, or Grant, did you get the book, and how did it all come about?
Well, Amazon came to me and commissioned me to write it, and then about 2 weeks after I gave it to my agent called back and said, George Clooney's doing it. And, you know, they were already out to cast, and then what seemed like 4 weeks after that, the trucks were already rolling and scouting locations. And doesn't happen like this.
So this was the fastest movie ever to go into production from script form, maybe.
I don't know, maybe it seems like compressed in a surreal way because it happened during COVID. It was written and shot.
All during COVID?
During the whole COVID.
Wow.
So it was a little surreal. I'm just meeting everybody right now. You know?
So, Grant, why don't you take it there? So you read the script, you enjoyed your...
Just to go back 15 years.
Right.
So, this book was published about 15 years ago.
Right.
And I read it, and I loved it. I love this book, and we went after it. And oddly enough, Scott Rudin optioned it. And there it sat for a long time. And then it came out, and then we got a call from our agent saying, hey, they want you to read the script, and George and I read it. And as we often do, we read it, I'll read it at home, he reads it at home, we'll call each other every 20 minutes. You know, and then we were like, fuck, we have to do this. So that was it, and then we were off the races. And once George decides he wants to make a movie, we just make it. That's what we thought.
Wow.
Okay. That's a wonderful experience.
And don't forget Amazon. It's Prime. It's very fast.
That's funny because I've had shit lingering there for 15 years. Hey, George. So, Lily, you read the script. Tell me your first response. Did you know the book?
I hadn't read the book. I knew, no, I hadn't read the book.
read the script, I fell in love with the script, I loved the writing. I was really not available to do the job.
I'll say.
But I made a tape anyway, I had to audition. I sent the tape very fast, because so often you make these tapes, you sort of send them out to this black hole and you never hear anything, or months later. And then you have to jump through 15 other hoops. But it was like I sent in the tape, George wants me to do it, and I said to my boyfriend, well, I've never loved anything more, and they want me to do it and I'm not going to be able to, because I wasn't available.
No, you weren't. So why are you up here on stage?
Because I am willful, which is the thing I loved most about the woman that I play in the movie, and because of Grant and George and Ryan and Amazon and
Well, you've been there where you're double booked on something and people and everybody wanted you to do it. Ryan Murphy was great about it, but you know they had their schedule and we just worked it out.
But I was so grateful because the writing meant so much to me, and I just think that we don't get to see movies like this anymore. We don't get to make them. It's movies like this that made me want to be an actress, and so I'm so grateful that I am here.
Great, yeah. And now, what do you do? We all want to know.
What are you talking about?
Oh no, I did that thing where they're not pregnant, you think they're pregnant, they're just in quarantine for many months. Good. So, tell me about yourself. No, have you been acting long? And no, is this your first job?
Yes, this is my first job.
Well, how is it?
The script was amazing. And Tye, Willie, Ben, Christopher, they were amazing. They were so
Can I ask you a personal question? How old are you?
10.
So this is your first movie, and it was incredible.
Yes.
What about school?
That's the worst part.
It's the worst part. Yeah,
It was hard juggling.
it was hard to
Because I had like, when I wasn't filming, I had to go off and I had to do school. So
Yeah.
The only days you weren't filming, they made you come in and do school.
Just in full disclosure, so we were casting this role, and we were seeing a lot of kid actors. You worked with kid actors before, you know how they can be. And
By their moms.
yes, and a buddy of ours, we have a chain, Lloyd and I, and Richard Kine who's here, and a bunch of us are on a chain. And somebody sent a video of a kid during the lockdown. I was talking to his mother during the lockdown. She was filming him on her camera, and she was asking about the lockdown, and he was talking about the fucking lockdown, the fucking lockdown, the fucking lockdown. And we were like, that's the kid. So we found the kid. And we met him on Zoom, and here he is on stage in New York in front of his family.
Chris, you're one of my favorite actors in the world. You're an incredible actor, and it's so good to see you. Have you read the book before? Did you?
No, I haven't. I think I heard the title somewhere along the way, but no, I haven't. So,
Have you read the book since?
I read the book.
It's
I read the book before I said yes. I got the script.
And what about George? How was that experience working with George?
It's he has, I don't know if it's a light, it's such a light touch, and it's so accurate that, such a incredible sensibility. He does it seemingly with such ease. There's no drama, at least I didn't see it. And, so I was just wonderful.
Yeah, it felt like you all were just really family and connected, and I could probably, it starts at the top, and it just felt very real.
Yeah.
You know, that you guys were all one, and it was wonderful. It was really, and I have a question for, well, first let me start to Tye. Sorry, Tye. I mean, you were fantastic in the film. Really. How many times did you have to audition? Was it fast for you, or did they torture you like they usually?
Many times did I
Audition for the part.
Just once, but goddamn, that was nerve-wracking. I'm in Texas trying to do a Long Island accent. And I was like, what the hell is a Long Island accent? I didn't even know if there was a difference between just New York and Long Island. I still don't. I think there was about 5 days of trying to get it together, put myself on tape. And, what's that? No, we Zoomed after. You guys did an audition.
We didn't make you read though.
Yeah.
On Zoom?
Yes, sir. No, not on Zoom. But I sent him a tape. You made me read a tape. I would have.
That's pretty easy.
If I put myself in your shoes.
George Clooney with it, man. Don't bitch about that.
I'm not bitching, man. Hey, I'm a happy camper. Yeah, no, I mean, everything was exciting about it, you know, from Bill writing a screenplay and you know, these guys behind it producing and George directing, and Ben was attached when it came to me. So, and I think maybe more than any other project I've ever been a part of, I think maybe this was the one that I felt the most in my heart. And so it's, you know, it's funny. You know what it's like when you are get something really excited about it. You don't want to get overly excited because you might get it. But yeah, I was really hoping that the stars would align on this one, and yeah, fortunately they did. It was a lot of fun, and yeah, super happy to be here.
Yeah, it was a great job, really. And William, when you saw the final picture, I don't know, was it very accurate to what you had originally written? Was it surprising? What was the most surprising thing for you when you saw a finished cut?
Well, it's always a surprise because, especially in this case, because I wasn't on set for like time one. I hadn't had a meeting. They just went and shot it. I've done an adaptation, and all of a sudden there's an adaptation of the adaptation, and every person involved is inflecting it. So you watch it, and it's sort of a wonderland of changes that you like. You know, I told Grant when I saw it first, I said, I love it. You know, I watched it and it was like a, 9-handkerchief movie. And I was writing it alone in a cottage on Cape Ann, Massachusetts, during the whole lockdown nonsense. And I was actually weeping while I was writing it. I don't know whether it was because of isolation and near madness, but it was emotionally affecting, and the story kind of spoke to me, considering the period, the fact that JR and I are about the same age. We both came out of New York, not particularly privileged backgrounds, although I think it's less privileged. I don't want to steal the working class hero thing. So it was just, it was great. It was emotional when you see the film done and everybody doing what they do. It's just marvelous. And we only had very few phone calls about it. And Grant and George would tell me who had been cast in a couple of calls that we did. And of course, everybody sent me through the roof, but when they said Christopher Lloyd, I screamed at the top of my lungs. I said yes, and pounded the desk so much that my coffee cup flew off and it broke on the floor. So that's the series. And it's surprises. And, you know, everybody here is fantastic. Everything just fell into place. And I had nothing to do with it.
Just the words, that's all.
Yeah.
So I'm also, where was the film shot, in Long Island, or where was the film shot?
It was shot in Boston, all in Boston.
Okay.
We wanted to shoot in Long Island, but we could not afford to shoot in Long Island, so we shot in Boston.
And was the bar exterior different than the bar interior?
Yeah, the bar interior was a if anybody's ever been to that bar, it's still there. That was the real bar, designed after the real bar.
Changing names now.
Changed names. And the exterior was a bar box.
I just want to shout out to the production designer, Kalina Ivanov, who's a friend of mine who did a brilliant job. Will you talk a little bit, was it a rehearsal, or just talk a little bit about how George and all the actors, just how George worked with the actors?
Not much rehearsal. No rehearsal. George is someone who I've never seen him make, whether it's from the small decisions to the big ones to the fear is not there. He is clear. He is positive. He is specific, and he is so trusting. There was so much trust on the set. I felt so trusted as an actor, and I think because George leads with that feeling, there's just tremendous freedom, and it was so easy to fall in love. I think the fact that it was COVID and it did have that sort of lightning bottle heightened preciousness between action and cut, we fell in love harder and quicker with one another, at least I did. But George is like a great leader in that way, because he just makes the ground so solid. There's just no quicksand. You're not going to fall off into a void. And so building a family without rehearsal, building a family in that environment was really blissful.
Yeah, you're wearing your masks and your face shields basically the whole time until they will say action.
You get to rip them off and just lean forward into this group of people, and it's like that much more electricity and that much more sort of heart forward. I feel.
And Tye, as well, with you, was it how was it with the acting process for you on this movie?
Oh, I think these guys said it perfectly. As Mr. Lloyd said, George has a very light touch. I remember on the first day, I think I was really nervous about this. I mean, I'm always nervous, you know, means you care. But I remember him, I was asking him all about the accent. We had this actor named Johnny Giacalone, who is from Long Island, I think, and recorded all my lines, and so I had them all on my phone or at my AirPods in, constantly listening to him doing this accent and, you know, trying to mimic that. And I remember telling George on the first day, I was like, can you just, like, let's figure this out. I don't know if it's too much or too little. And he was like, no, I'll just tell you, more mook, or less mook. And the first day he was like, more mook. I'm like, okay. Never said anything after that. Yeah, so it was, you know, it's a pleasure not only working in such a great environment where everybody's so proud of what they're working on, so happy to be there and enjoying the company of one another, enjoying working with one another, but also working with the director who's very confident in what he's wanting to shoot. And the schedule is the schedule. You shoot the schedule. If you finish in 9.5 hours, great. Everybody goes home, have an early dinner. And you don't get that a lot, so that was pretty cool. And it's hats off to George and Grant. Yeah, it was just a really good time in the midst of a crazy time in the world. And yeah, I'll always think back on it sweetly, I think.
And Grant, was it at one point for you like, oh, this is COVID, this is crazy? Did it feel, or how did that all play out for you guys?
Yes. was crazy. Everything was triple, double, quadruple. So everything you had to do was just, you know, if you had background, you know, you couldn't put them in a room together, so you had to get 4 rooms. So just everything was, it was harder. But these guys who were most affected are the cast, because as you said, and you know, that you're wearing all this junk, and everybody's wearing it. George is trying to direct with a face shield on, a thing on, and you know, you're trying to direct a kid who's doing his first film, so it was challenging. But let's talk about Succession, can we? Succession.
No, we wear a lot of face shields. Yeah, no, I know. I think also the music in the film, I mean, thanks to Amazon, we had a nice music budget. Incredible music in the film. And was that premeditated, or how did that all come about?
You know, we normally do score. We work a lot with Alexander Desplat, who's a terrific, he's just a fabulous musician. Did I say musician?
Yeah, composer, musician.
Musician.
Music.
But we knew on this one we wanted to use music and music from the period. So that was something. So even while the film was being made, George, I don't know if you guys remember, we always had our phones out, like playing music, listening to music, trying to find the music of the period, and then we got to get it more and more. So,
Yeah, specifically the Danny O'Keefe song. What's it called?
we wanted to sort of get dropped right into the
Right. And Chris, being the elder member of the cast, did it bring back a lot of memories for you, being in the clothes, being in the place? You know, did it feel like you were really in that period once the face shields and the COVID discussions were over?
Yeah, just the feeling of a time that's drawn so beautifully in the book. I just felt it was happening there, you know, among, but we were, sitting around the dining table, we were a family.
Yeah.
Really, you know. So, it was great.
And Daniel, did it broaden your musical taste? What kind of music are you listening to now, or did it change?
It depends. Sometimes I listen to rap.
Who's your favorite artist right now, musical artist?
I don't know. I like a lot of them.
You can't choose. Okay. All right. Well, I think you did a great job, all of you, and it's a wonderful film, and thank you for having me up here, and congratulations.